Hi everyone, it's Anne here from English Valley Cafe. Welcome back to another English lesson. Today in this video, I'm going to share a phrase with you that is super useful if you want to ask for something. This could be from a very small thing like borrowing a chair to something a little bit bigger like asking for a favor. Now, a couple of weeks ago, I made a video with I think 4 or 5 phrases that you can use to politely ask for something, to make requests politely. So if you missed that video, I highly recommend you checking out that video. I'll leave the link down in the description below and also link it up in the card. So the phrase that we're going to talk about is, do you mind if? Okay, do you mind if? Now make sure you stick around till the end of this video because I'm going to talk about how to answer the question, because this is a little bit different from our yes and no question. It's a little bit tricky, and I know a lot of English learners get confused when they have to answer the question. So make sure you stick around. First, I'm going to talk about the question itself, like how do you ask for something politely or a favor. All right, so here are some examples of using do you mind if. Do you mind if I take this chair? Okay, so sometimes when you're out in public and you don't have enough chairs and you see a chair available that somebody's not using, you might walk over to the table and ask them, do you mind if I take the chair? You might ask, do you mind if I sit here? Okay, do you mind if I sit here? Or it could be like asking for a favor. Like you might ask your coworker and say, hey, do you mind if I give you the email on Friday instead of Thursday? Or do you mind if I catch a ride from you tomorrow? Okay, that means to carpool or to ask somebody to give you a ride to go somewhere. So do you mind if I catch a ride from you tomorrow? Or do you mind if we stay a little bit later in the office tomorrow? Okay, so do you mind if? Now in these examples, the structure that I use is do you mind if I, or do you mind if we? So if you use if, I, or we, then it's followed by the base form of the verb. So do you mind if I borrow? Do you mind if I take? Now we can also use do you mind and then followed by the gerund. So you can say, do you mind sharing that piece of cake with me? Now, I think the difficult part, the tricky part here is answering this question. Okay, so you have to think the opposite. So if you're okay with it, you have to say no. Okay, if you're not okay, then you have to say yes. Okay, so for example, if I were to ask you, hey, do you mind if I borrow your pen? If you're okay with it, you can say, no, not at all. Go ahead, take the pen. Now, if you're not okay with me borrowing your pen, maybe because you need it, you have to say, yes, I'm sorry, I need the pen. Okay, yes, as in, yes, I do mind that you take it because I don't want you to take it. I need it. So again, if you're okay with what the person is asking you, then you can say, no, go ahead, or no, not at all. But if you don't want it, if you're not okay with it, then you have to say yes, as in, yes, I mind that you're going to do this. All right, I hope you find this video useful. If you have any questions, feel free to leave them down in the comments. And I post a lot of videos here with different English expressions, confusing English words, some pronunciation videos to help you with your English speaking. So if this is something that you are doing, you're trying to improve your English speaking, consider subscribing and tap on that bell notification. And if you enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, and I will see you in the next video. Take care.